microphones come out. Yes, I am.
I didn't go there. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. How's it going, guys? Hi, Sam.
Hello, Stuart. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. How about you?
Well, you know what I've been up to, so tired.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
You've not even seen it, so...
It'll be worth it.
Huh?
I said it'll be worth it.
Yes. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it yet, but precipice, guys, precipice. Yes.
Yes.
With the option for more, Stuart, and you are invited to the more.
Exactly.
That's a separate conversation. Oh, Stuart. It's
yes.
Yeah. What a time! What a time, eh?
Yeah. So what do you do when one of your shows wins an Emmy Award for Best Outstanding Children's Show and set design or conceptual design, whatever? Emmys. What do you do with an award-winning show? You cancel that thing because that makes sense.
And what do you do when the show is still in production with episodes that are ready to come out and you've already paid for them almost? You cancel it.
And delete all existence of it off your streaming services.
In like 3 days.
Yes, I know.
I didn't expect that to be today's headline. Already gone. Friday to Tuesday.
And Amazon, you can't even buy Prodigy. I wanted to buy it season 1, but it's only episodes 1 through 10. It's not even the whole fucking season. Okay, so I didn't buy it. But it's sold out everywhere on Amazon because everybody scooped it up.
Okay, yeah. See, I still have the first. I bought all 20 because I guess the UK is different because wholesale, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did manage to get. So I do have a digital copy.
Nice.
Yeah, and I kept looking at the Blu-rays, thinking, should I get one?
Yeah, me too.
But there was nowhere that was clear if it was region free or not because they kept saying shipped from the USA. I'm like, well, that's, I'd like to play the thing I buy, otherwise someone else could have it. But they'll print more. It's not as if, like, cancel shows still print new Blu-rays. That's called all of the shows.
Yeah.
They don't just print a million Game of Thrones and say, right, when they're out, we won't make money. Let's not print more. No, so.
Well,
I'm gonna start sharing, Stuart. We have thoughts. We have thoughts, comments, questions. I'm gonna share, and we'll talk about this in a minute.
All right.
Shall I play the Fleet video? I'll play the Fleet video.
Oh, he's gonna play the
Fleet video action.
All right, here's the Fleet video, guys. If you guys want to be a part of it, by all means, join the channel. There's a join button down there, or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. All the same ranks, tiers, privileges all apply over there as well. So if you're able to, go do so. You can have your name on one of these ships be assigned to a ship. If you're a captain, you can get assigned a ship of your very own. If you're an admiral, you can get a hero ship or starbase or space station. So look at the options for joining the channel and help us out if you're able to. But honestly, the best way to help us out right now is simple and easy, and anyone can do it. It's there's 56 of you here. Let's hit that like button. Let's try to get up to 50 likes. We already have 22, which is amazing, but let's do even better than that. So yes, if you want to be part of our Fleet video at the end of every one of our videos, you can do so. You can have your name in lights, as it were, and help support the channel and show your support for the channel by having your name there. Also, there are other ways as well. You can super chat in during this live. We want to hear your thoughts, opinions, comments, questions, whatever about this particular situation. So super chat in. It helps support our channel, and it really gets your voice out there. We do read them all on the air, so whatever you have to say will be heard by the audience and not just ignored because it's, they're not reading the chat or whatever. So there are ways to get your opinion out there. Anyway, so do that, or head on down to the links in the description below. We have Teespring and TeePublic Store where you got some cool Trekyards merchandise. And yeah, lots of ways to support and help us out and interact with us. So please do so. But super chatting is a great way. We do want your support, and we need your support, and we love your support, and we want to know that we're supported and that we're loved by you guys. So it's kind of a two-way street there. All right.
I have returned.
He has returned.
Start a poll.
And we're starting a poll. Do you have a one-time membership for lifelong payment? No, we don't, Neil. Interesting question. I don't think anybody offers that as far as Patreon or YouTube goes. So anyway, if we could, we would, I guess. I don't know who would use it, but or how much it would be. That's the other question. Anyway, Push Show got willowed. Yes.
Matthew Clark, no, it isn't actually. If you can find it, watch it, because they'll still see analytics. Oh, Strad. There it is.
All right, so the poll is up. Star Trek Prodigy, how do you feel? How do you feel? Angry, annoyed, meh, or okay, I didn't watch the show.
And be honest. We'd like to know what our audience...
Which is funny, because a lot of the comments I've read saying, oh, I never watched it. So I think that might have contributed a little bit to this situation, but...
yeah, even a Trek friend of mine is like, oh, I never watched it. It's like, alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
Viren Victus throws in $5.
Thank you.
Great way to start out. Thank you. I blame fans fawning over the recent pandering to fans and sending the wrong message to people with money that we don't like new things. How's this for support? That's very good for support. Thank you so much, Vero. Much appreciated. Yes, no matter what you do, no matter what you make, people are going to complain about it. But the overwhelming majority of people that watched Prodigy absolutely loved it. So they need to listen a little bit more closely. They need to pull their heads out of their asses to start with and realize and get in touch with their fan base a little bit, in my opinion.
Well, and also, I find it a bit of an odd critique because season 3 of Picard, did stuff for fans. It makes Prodigy look worse. Prodigy brought Janeway back, 2 different Janeways, and Chakotay back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it did it not first because he wanted it first, but they brought back Janeway. I mean, you can't get more. We're bringing stuff back. I mean, it's not a standalone show. It's also revolving around having a hero like Picard who's cheaper, but a better balance of brand new story and old characters. And I mean, I'm sure we're going to see lots in season 2 of people. I mean, more Jellicoe, some Chakotay, more Janeway, obviously. Both Janeways, we assume.
That's one of the interesting things. With it being in post-production for season 2 and they're shopping for a place to air it, now that it's canceled, it put a huge red light above Prodigy. Like, boop, check this out. So everybody that hadn't checked it out is going to go watch it. They're going to watch season 2. They're going to go, wow, this is really fantastic. I almost guarantee you that season 2 is going to end on a cliffhanger of some sort, just like season 1 kind of did. I would love them to, get the recognition they deserve. And hopefully the streaming service that picks up season 2 will flip the bill to do a season 3 and so on. That's happened with other shows as well in the past. So, I don't know. Thoughts?
Well, I did say to someone on Prodigy the other day, and by the day I mean like it just happened, so literally the other day. A show that's not making noise is... I didn't even know the Grease show was happening.
Oh, that Pink Ladies thing?
Yeah, I didn't know it existed until it was cancelled.
Same
now,
here.
It's not necessarily aimed at me, right? I don't have Paramount Plus. Like, this is not... we know that Paramount really focuses on the American audience to the point of actively not having elements in other parts of the world. We've been screwed in the UK by them for every single year until this last year, right? Didn't even know it existed. So Prodigy, unlike those shows, it's not cancelled, it's not renewed. The streaming service removed as the big sticker why it's strange, but more people now know it exists. Because there haven't been that many Trek shows been cancelled. Picard was not cancelled; it finished its run. Discovery was not renewed, but it was being allowed to finish. So that's not really cancelled. That's definitely not renewed. Prodigy's the most cancelled of all of them. Enterprise was actually cancelled. Like, you're not making more. Done. You're gone. That was actually cancelled. Voyager ended gracefully. DS9 ended gracefully. TNG ended gracefully. TOS was cancelled. So the cancellation of a Trek show is super, super, super rare. Out of 10, there's been 3, right? Whatever the math
getting
is.
worse and worse, though, that ratio.
Well, sure. So yeah, a lot of people definitely now know. The annoyance, of course, is that pressure has to be maintained. Because there was definitely, I mean, I felt the weekend worth of boom, banter, people talking about it. But that can't go away, and for a kids show, you know, how do you keep the pressure on when it's a kids show, etc.?
Well, that's the worst thing about the situation is that season 1 won some Emmys. Like, it's an award-winning show. So you'd think if your show has won awards, you keep it going. It seems like such an odd choice for them
But what do awards get you? That's the problem.
Well, nothing really, but it's an accolade. You can say the award-winning television show or whatever. You can put that in there to show the excellence of the show.
But would that actually the problem is it's great to say things are great, but does saying it's Emmy award-winning show encourage anybody to watch it? Like anybody in the tens of thousands, right?
It should, with what it was up against or whatever. You've maybe seen one of those shows or something similar. So the fact that it won out over those is like, that's interesting. Maybe check that out.
Of course, the double problem though is that it's a Trek show. It should have a default viewership. It shouldn't need to be an award-winning Trek show to get views. That is the big problem. Trek should have a default viewer base, and it clearly didn't have that.
They should have just marketed it as a new Trek show, not a kids show, because I think that instantly dropped like at least half the viewership, like right away, and that was a mistake as well. But hey,
it's tricky. But Stuart, for those that don't know, give us the basic beeline of the story.
Okay, I'll get to the other super chats in just a minute, guys. I see them there.
Jump into those first.
Or I'll jump into those first.
We need more super chats, guys. We need to fund the channel to keep so we're not cancelled. Smart joking, Stuart.
The only person that can cancel us is you guys.
That's true.
Mark Lawrence, $5. I've never trusted a streaming service to keep a show, and I never will. I've never forgiven them for the death of Prodigy. Seriously, though, this just sucks. I thought you were going to say I've never forgiven them for the death of Firefly. Seriously, though, this sucks. Yeah. Right there with you. And good to see you, Mark. Hopefully you're back from Disney and everything's cool. Jarzia, though, $10. Very disappointing. I was hoping for a solid 5 seasons. At least, yes. Vero of Invictus, $2. Will Paramount even allow someone else to license it? Well, that's the thing. It was a joint licensing venture anyway with Nickelodeon, so I think Nickelodeon would probably have a say in that also.
You say that, but it has been raised to my attention that Paramount owns Nickelodeon, as in they're owned by the same company.
Oh, that makes sense.
So there was no licensing. They said, hey, partner company, do you want to make half it? Hey, partner company, you? Yep, right. Which is why it got stripped from Nickelodeon, because it's the same company. If it was half and half, it'd still get that. But that's part of the problem. It's the same entity, which is not good.
Parent company.
Same parent company, yep.
Patrick throws in €22.
Oh, that is incredible, sir.
I've never liked it if a series I like gets canceled, but to cancel it while new episodes are ready to be released, that just hits me in the wrong place. Also, removing it from streaming is just criminal. Hope fans can save it. Yeah, and so quickly after the announcement. It's not like they gave you a month or so to sit down and watch it. You get 3 days and it was just gone, pulled. And this excuse, it's for tax purposes, just rubs me the wrong way entirely. First of all, I don't understand it, but I think it's just incredibly stupid to erase its existence from your streaming services when it's something that you created and something that was actually enjoyable and well done. It's not like it's an embarrassment. Ugh.
Well, and that's when you start to get into the actual top tier politics of business. the sad fact that it's more profitable to remove a show from existence than to pay the people involved residuals to pay to promote the show. It's better to take the loss of paying for the show to be finished, which is going to be, I mean, it's already mostly spent, right? So, but that's a loss. To make that loss versus to make more of a loss, they can't renew it, they can't recoup it. That's an indictment on, honestly, the show, unfortunately, the viewership, and also the company. And I mean, this is why you kind of want there to be Blu-ray sales and such, because Blu-ray sales equal another profit margin after the fact. You need that, because then suddenly Bosch, you've got, because I mean, streaming services, right, it's such a strange medium, because how would you equate, if I subscribed for this show, I got that show, well, which show am I paying for then? What am I actually where is the me in this equation? How do you know what I'm paying for? If my dad watches Netflix, a lot of stuff, sorry, where is his Netflix subscription dollar going? Well, nowhere. Somewhere? I don't know, right?
Not only that, but I mean, not only did they remove a bunch of shows,
like
4 of them, but they also upped the cost of the subscription right after they did so. It's like, that is the most, like, what are you doing?
Well, I don't understand. That's a desperation move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with increasing price. Either you need it to live, or you're adding value. But if you're watching, it's like Elon Musk and Twitter, right? He had to cut billions out of the money just to keep it going because it was in so much debt, just to maintain the status quo. So if they're able to do that, that is it's not good. Because as we know, unfortunately, TV shows are made for profit, not for TV. For quality, etc.
Yeah, the thing that gets me is that the Playmates had the toys announced forever ago. They finally released some of the figures. We still don't have all of the figures, and there's supposed to be a Protostar coming out at some point. No thanks to Aaron Waltke, and unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to happen now, and that just again rubs me the wrong way. So,
let's see what's on eBay.
Abba Bab throws in $10, so thank you.
Thank you.
That works best when it appeals to both kids and adults together. I skipped this one due to the overt kid angle, but would have checked it out eventually. Well, you need to go and watch it where you can find it. I think you'll feel like you really missed out because it was really fantastic. We covered them all. I mean, we're always here. If you're not sure about a show, tune in, check out our videos on it. We've been giving this nothing but praise from the beginning. A lot of people say it's their favorite new Trek show, just in feel and everything. So it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's this is unprecedented. That's the thing. This has not happened before, but also we're in such an insane post world. I mean, I've talked to people on the inside a little bit, and as during the pandemic-ish time, and that's when obviously you weren't able to go out and do a lot of stuff. So animated and things you could do in small form were so much more. We need stuff coming out, right? So stuff's in green lit. I mean, remember at one point they announced Prodigy season 2, Lower Deck season 5, and Stranger World season 2. That's like could be $1 billion of announcements, right? Crazy. That you're not going to see a return in for 1, 2, 3 years. They're just throwing money out. I mean, come on, 5 Trek shows is giant.
And Jill47 says, so Chatter, season 2 will be completed then for sure. Well, it's in post-production right now. They need to find a place that they can stream it when it's finished. So as Devo77X says, the question becomes, what if they can't find a new buyer? Then the whole season of the show sits in a vault somewhere. And that's happened. That's happened more than once. Happened with Star Wars Detours. They had like 70 some odd episodes of that show done.
That is true. I was trying to think of a good example. That's a good parallel.
We will never see that show. Well, I'm sure we will at some point because they are finished. But that's a shame. That is just a goddamn shame.
Yeah, but that was pulled for quality reasons.
Well, it's pulled because Disney bought it, and it was not.
They thought it wasn't up to scratch. Yeah.
Doesn't fit their brand or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is dumb.
It was
kind of rude humor on that show. So
it's gonna be a really weird show, though. In fairness.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'd still like to see it. I've seen clips of it, and it looks fun. You know?
Yeah, because I mean the thing is, if you do not release a show, it's a money loss. But as I've said earlier in the live, well, it's like the Batgirl movie. That's a good example. They literally finished filming a Batgirl movie with Keating, and there was some big cameos. Everyone got paid. Everyone got to work for 2 years. Then boom, it never goes anywhere. You can't show anything about it. You're under NDA. And that I've talked to some graphic designer people who that's happened to, and it's like on my CV I have basically unnamed project for 2 years. I didn't work for 2 years because I was working full time on a feature. And what if it stopped before it's officially announced? Or a game, especially games that might take 3 years of lead-in. Yeah. It looks as if you haven't done it for 3 years. That's the worst. That's worse than not getting paid, because then you have nothing to show for your resume. If you show anything, it's got to be sneakily, and then companies might not appreciate it. So, but the removing a show means you don't have to promote it. And one of the big things people don't appreciate in feature films. So say take Star Trek 09, right? Say they spend 300 million making the film, we might spend 150 million to promote the film, because that premiere, that's actually a promotional event. You pay everyone to go, you rent the place, you do the screen. That might cost 4, 5, 6, 700,000 to do, but then you get premiere on the news. You get interviews, or people, you invite press. That's a press event. You don't need a premiere. That is a press event. What if you fly the actors around 12 countries, 12 premieres? That would be $750,000 each. But then you get all the national news. You get Patrick Stewart on Good Morning England, and now he's done. That's him getting to the world. That's promotion. You have to pay another company to do ads. You do network stuff. All that stuff costs money, because if people don't know you exist, they're not going to watch you. So often you can put in 150 million over the budget, and that's why a feature film has to make twice to even break even. In essence, twice and a bit is where you make profit.
Yeah. So
this show was not deemed strong enough to even put the money in to promote season 2, because it's worse to put it out and have no one watch it, because then there's no market value. Once you've finished the first run, there's no value in it anymore besides reruns, and that isn't a thing anymore. First run is where it's worth the money. So they thought, we cannot make this work. Cancelled. Yeah. Release-wise. It's a very interesting situation.
Matthew DeFriedis, $5. Saw something like this coming to Trek in general, considering Paramount has been pretty explicit about being profitable in 2024. Again, it's spreading that butter a little thin on the toast. Mm-hmm. You've got so many shows now, and you got so many outgoing costs related. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Olivia Julius, $2. All hail Samuel, king of the Trekyards.
I mean, we're joint jokers.
Ray Ricks, $10. In the UK, saw first episode of at Destination. There was hype. Then Prodigy Plus delay in UK meant no one could actually watch first half of the season, so the hype had died by the time Paramount Plus opened here. That's the other issue, the worldwide audience, and the fact that they just don't seem to give a shit of anybody outside of not only North America, but just America in general. Because a lot of the stuff that they release on Twitter is region locked, even for me. Like, literally just right at the border, which is annoying. That's another issue, yeah. And screwing around the global audience by not having it available on streaming services right away or having a delay, it just kind of sucks.
And this is where we live in a very, 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 and you guys do as well, to an extent. We live in this bubble of we are waiting for the next Trek show to make content on it. We will be following the news, the interviews, the people, the press, the ready room. This is literally something we are searching out for.
Yeah.
Just because we did videos every day, Prodigy, that's because we will watch every Thursday, and then quick, let's go do it before spoilers come out, and that's our domain, right? We knew it existed. We knew from day one. That does not mean the world knew, right? Wow. So it's hard to judge what anything beyond the Trek bubble knew, because we were so deep in, and we still are, obviously.
That's the problem. Even the Trek bubble didn't really focus on Prodigy. We were like the only ones that were like giving it the content it deserved.
Yep.
But
well, you remember Trek Culture cancelled their ups and downs? Wasn't doing good enough views
Because nobody was watching the
I was
show,
watching
I
the
guess.
show. Yep.
Yeah.
Because we were making a loss on days with Prodigy ostensibly because of people watching, but it was worth watching. We wanted to geek out about using a Metroidian ship, the TOS one. Was that right?
A Metroid what?
Metroidian ship, the TOS one that the.
Oh, not the Medusans.
I mean that's ridiculous, right? That's crazy they did that. Yes, I mean you and I both cried when the TOS Connie sets reemerged.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Like that's, I mean, right? The fact that a show would do that in 2022, so astounding. That's why, because Lower Decks is so cartoon, you can't feel the same way. No offense, if I see a Connie, I won't feel the same way. Love 'em to bits, not the same. Prodigy, it was so much more real.
Yeah.
That show could do everything. Could be an X era, it gets got back to the back. All these possibilities we've always talked about, but it'd be a bit more real. I mean, bloody hell, they had Gates McFadden on for basically a cameo that was like, now she's an Emmy award-winning actress. She was in Prodigy with a very, very low-key part. But she did it, she was there, she did a good job. It was like, great.
Yeah. Mark Lawrence, $5.
Thank you, Mark.
They've been rather thin on merchandise on all current era series. It seemed like it wasn't a priority. And I've said this multiple times. They're leaving money on the table by not emphasizing on merch. If you remember back in the heyday, back in the 90s, there was like figures for all the Trek series. There was so much merchandise out there. Playmates had all the ships. You had Micro Machines. You had so much stuff. And now it's like it's a barren wasteland. And we got like an announcement that Playmates was going to do some Prodigy figures, and we saw them, and it's like cool. Like a year and a half later, they finally get released. Very underwhelmingly, I might add, because they didn't promote it. And I still don't have those figures. They're probably going up in price as I speak right now. But yeah, I mean, I would buy Discovery merch. I would buy Discovery characters. I would buy that stuff even as well. And we all know that I'm not the biggest fan of Discovery, but it's Trek, and there's always something that I find that I like in any Trek show. I mean, they're literally leaving money on the table by not doing merchandising, and I think that's one of their biggest issues. So,
I mean, you say that, but do kids buy toys in the same way as they did in the heyday?
No. But we do. The kids that did buy toys in the heyday, we still buy the toys. And we have the disposable income to do so.
But would the adults buy kids show merch? Most
No,
not.
because half the adults, even some in our chat here, haven't watched the show because they really drilled down on that kid aspect, which is why every time we did a video, we said it shouldn't really be called a kids show. Yeah, it is kind of focused a little bit at them, but honestly, with the way it ties in canon and the complex story structures that they had and arcs, it was fantastic Star Trek. But they basically shot themselves in the foot by saying, "Hey, we're coming out with a kids show," and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, bye."
I mean, that's the Nickelodeon influence.
Yeah,
but as if it's the same company, it's not as if they pay money to make it in the same way that if their parent company, it's all the same money. Then surely, should it matter? I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, just the idea of toys. I mean, nowadays, if I was 14, 12, if I've got an Xbox One, am I going to ask my parents to spend £100 on 6 figures that I can sort of move a little bit and go, or one game and play that for 60 hours? I mean, sorry. There's not even a competition, right? So what is merch these days?
Well, speaking of, like, Prodigy is the only one of the new shows that got a game.
Dedicated one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good game as well. I need to go back and replay that now. But,
yeah.
Like, yes, they released Resurgence, but it's not based on any series or any show that's currently on. It's not like we got a Picard game. It's not like we've got a Discovery game.
No.
It's just weird. And I get it. Yeah, Prodigy was aimed for kids, therefore toys and a game.
But that's it's testament of cool to get that.
Exactly. But I think they're really just missing out on a lot. They just don't understand where the fans are at, I don't think.
But also the fans didn't come out to watch it, so it's hard to express, know, or you can, maybe if they released the show quicker, maybe that would have
Well,
helped.
that's the other thing. Releasing 5 episodes, taking a 2-month break or whatever it was, then another 5 episodes, then like a 10-month break, and then the last 10 episodes was really like, what are you doing? Like you're setting yourself up for failure right from the get-go.
Say that.
But anyway, let's see. Brandon Carell, member for 9 months at the rank of Commander, says, I feel like this is going to be a recurring trend on Trek from Paramount, canceling or winding down all their shows early. Sigh. Yep. And yet there's still, I don't know, I haven't heard much about it since, but the Starfleet Academy show is apparently still a go, and Section 31 movie, like what? Shit nobody wants. They're like, yeah, but the things that people are enjoying, it's like, no, we're going to cancel that one. I don't know if it just cause controversy and buzz and get the word out there, because all over Twitter I see hashtag Save Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
People have really expressed their love for the show since this has happened.
Yep.
Whether that's going to make a difference or not, I don't know. I certainly hope it will, but wow.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's it seems extremely bizarre to announce 2 things that a slither of the fan base are excited about. Like, more people might watch it, a Giorgio Section 31 movie, right? That's a different metric. But the excitement value, I think, is extremely low. Prodigy, it's a really good show. Those who watch are excited about it, but the viewership's not very good. But, I mean, one movie of Section 31 would cover entire season of Prodigy. I guarantee it. Or at least they could probably do it on a lower budget. Like, I do not want that. That said, of course, Giorgio's now a whatever winning actress, so of course her being in it is a much bigger pool than Mulgrew, who hasn't been relevant in Trek since Prodigy season 1. She didn't get views, so
yeah.
I joked online. The irony being, of course, when they pitch the studios very very quickly, because they're going to do it this week, I'm sure. Like it'll be. If I was them, I might heavily imply, say Amazon, right? Picard season 3 just happened. People didn't like seasons 1 and 2 really, and they like our show. But they made season 3 a reunion season, and it drummed up views. Imagine if they get a 13 episode order of season 3, so much smaller, and they announce a trailer with the entire Voyager cast reprising. Make it the season 3 again. It won't be the same buzz as TNG, of course, but you could parallel that marketing wise. We're also. What do you think about that as a concept? Another season 3 phenomenon.
I think that would be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to happen again. That was kind of everything came together. The right person, the right people, the right funding. Everything kind of just gelled to make that happen. I think that's more of what a lot of fans want. Because like Gary Palmer here in the chat is like, I'm happy. The more the CBS Star Trek gets canceled, the better, or not made, the better. So it's like people like that are kind of like...
Yeah, but it's a good show, though. Even if you don't like the studio, the show is good. We shouldn't penalise a good show.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we were lucky to get a good show. We've had many not good shows. Remember, it took us how many shows to get good shows?
Exactly,
Several good shows to get good shows.
Hey, we need a Voyager reunion. We need a DS9, like, large, big screen event or something. Because we never got those. TNG got the 7 seasons, got the movies. The other shows just kind of missed out. And now that Picard's got that reunion season, essentially.
Reunion season, yep.
Yeah, let's get Voyager. Let's get...
Like, it wouldn't structurally work in the same way, of course. But you could put them all in there and have some meaningful scenes. I would, however, not like to throw away the main cast like I did for Picard. Like, I don't care about Elnor and Rios. I like all the kids, right? So I need them all on the bridge to be there. But you could do that, right? And I guarantee that all, take a not pay cut, but take a good deal to reprise. I mean, Mulgrew is the most expensive one of the cast. And Jerry would be the second most expensive, obviously. I'm sure you get Garrett and Ethan and Robert for the price of, 7. So yeah. I don't necessarily want to see a reunion season, but I would want them to say that for example, say we're making another 40, so another 2 seasons, and the entire Voyager cast will appear as heroes throughout the 40. That is how I'd pitch it, right? It'll be much more Voyager-centric, so if you love that show, this is a show for you. And the kids are now teens. It's now a late adult show, so it's, you don't need to do that, but I think that'd be a good marketing ploy. You know, the exact same trailer, name, they're all back. You could do. Be weird, but you could do it.
Well, Ria Lavi says Prodigy was a good show for kids. That's not putting it down, but it wasn't made. But I wouldn't make too much of it. We need good live action Star Trek for adults. The storytelling in that was for adults, I'm sorry to say, but
with some kiddenisms thrown in.
Well, yeah.
I just, it's such a lower budget show compared to Picard and Discovery and Stranger Worlds. It's worth making for the quality and the art design and the you aren't gonna get the amount of aliens. No offense to modern Trek shows, they were never going to do a that one scene on the planet with same scene with Zero and the 10 Kazon. You're never gonna have a live action show investing in 10 Kazon prosthetics for one scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we get to see them in this show being pretty well realised. Or bringing Leonard Nimoy back as Spock on a bird of prey shooting Enterprise D. They're not doing that. We already brought, it came and it went. We brought Enterprise D and Connie back for Prodigy. Like, they care, they do it. It's
Well, we have 127 people watching and only 81 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Just to get us up to 100 likes would be awesome. Go vote on the poll if you haven't. We do have 184 votes, though.
Yeah, want to hit 200. Yep.
So we'll try to hit 200 votes. If you haven't voted, go vote. Verpine, though, throws in $5. The only way Prodigy ever disappointed me were the episodes were too short. Yes.
Oh, just the pacing disappointed both of us. Because, especially when they revealed 40 episodes in a 20 block in 2 10s. Oh, wait, the first one is actually the first 2, so we got 4 episodes. Well, then...
Yeah.
No! Just say you got 4 in the first chunk, you liars.
Yeah,
annoying.
That was a pain in the ass, for sure.
And it's so cheap, right? The season is so goddamn cheap compared... And things it'll be cheaper next year for season 3, because the assets are all made.
Yeah.
And the production workflows and all the kinks have been worked out. And you don't need catering on an animated show. You don't need drivers, right? Work from home. So much cheaper quality. And I know, I talked to Aaron, he was going to help retcon the supernova stuff, the Mars stuff. Like, that's because they lead up to that, right? Like, they can help improve Picard. It's canon. Well,
Jill 47 says the long-term storytelling in Prodigy was excellent.
Yep.
The scene was perfect. Character development was very rapid. Yes, and yes. David Borach throws in $2.
Thank you.
Why is animation instantly for children? It's not. Lower Decks wasn't made for kids. But
no, it was not.
I think I saw a survey like quite a while ago where more kids, like 10 years of age or so, actually had seen Lower Decks more than Prodigy. So I don't know. Something went wrong with the Prodigy distribution, I think. And it wasn't just that, like, chunky release thing that they did. Something else just didn't quite gel as it should have. And it's a bit of a shame. So.
Yes. Yeah, it's... But there's also something to be said for the episodic vibe. You can watch a random Lower Decks episode and just have fun. And hope it's one of the good ones, of course, but they're pretty standalone.
Yeah.
And having them be adults makes them universally appealing. Having them be kids, I don't know, does a 16-year-old guy resonate in any way with Rock Talk? I don't know. But just for adults, like, there's a different, I guess, connection point. I don't care. I'm watching for the Trek, right? They could be anybody almost, right? So but I'm not the dull audience. I'm going to watch it either way, so I can't use my own standards in that regard.
Sidetrack says a show aimed at children with references 20 years old. Weird it failed. Some of the best Trek I've seen. A missed opportunity. Yeah, I was introducing some of the old stuff to the kids, which just a little mention here and there. When they start watching more Trek, it was a game show for sure.
That's an interesting way of saying it, but even without knowing who Janeway was, they they show you who Janeway is. They tell you who Chakotay is. It's not as if the show can't stand alone. You just won't appreciate the tiny subtleties. The TOS won't work for you, besides the vintaginess. But let's be fair, if a kid watches it, they'll turn and ask the dad, huh? And they'll say, oh, it's my trip from the 60s. Oh, okay. You don't need to understand. Like, there isn't any giant MacGuffin Trek lore thing that sets up Prodigy. It's its own thing. The ship's its own thing. The characters are their own thing. Janeway set up very well. So that's the point. It's a fully standalone show, story-wise, but that happens to pull in elements that make us all appreciate because they're using the canon versus just inventing new things. It could be a random admiral. It's Janeway. Added value. It's not necessarily meaningfully different, but it does do something for us.
Ray Ricks, £5.
Thank you.
Come on, we are all waiting for the Academy show. I mean, Tilly teaching a new generation of Starfleet officers to cry on the bridge. What's not to like? Wow, Ray. Sarcasm meter is going off.
It'd be so.
Yeah.
I don't even care. Like, I have so little caring about that.
Yeah. Viren Victus throws in $2. Guess horses are cheaper than CGI. Here's Yellowstone.
Yeah. Overall, yeah. Well, that's why the things like John Wick, the first one, is a shockingly low budget movie because it's all practical. And you hire a stunt crew, do the stunts, you move on, versus you have to hire, a VFX house in India for 6 months and have 45 artists rotoscoping out wires and rigs and really complicated things and do giant backgrounds and takes budget's cheaper for real things most of the time. That's why I like cop dramas are cheap, because you just go into a set and you say some things. When people know how to make budget wood flats of apartments very quickly versus designing, building, improving a spaceship with 4 decks and all this clever fancy stuff and big like that space battle I'm sure cost quite a lot of just man hours. I mean, what other show brought back Akira, Sovereign, Defiant?
Well, Raptor says, my only complaint about Prodigy was all the new stuff they made instead of using Canon items like phasers and pads. I liked the new tech look, and it was confirmed by Aaron that it was just newer experimental like stuff on the ship. We saw like classic stuff as well, so I don't know what you mean by that necessarily. They want to do something new for the hero ship, but there was other canon stuff in there. There was a lot of it actually. Especially all the world's a stage. You get to see TOS communicator, phaser, Galileo. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, that's a trickier one with the. I mean, but toys. You could argue the tricorder phase of toys is possible. They're more fancy. They look cooler. They're more monistic. I mean, it makes sense from that point of view.
Absolutely. We got 207 votes on the poll, so let's close that out. Star Trek Prodigy, how do you feel? The angry audience wins with 34%, annoyed 28%, met at 19%, and only 18% of 207 votes didn't watch the show. So
that's pretty good. Okay, I'll throw another one in then.
Go for it. And 120 of you watching, which is awesome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you're subscribed, obviously. Click that notification bell icon. And please hit like. We have 96 likes. I'd like to get to 120 likes. Let's see what we can do. If you haven't hit like yet, give it a like. Let's see. I don't really care for Lower Decks with episodes I watched. What attempts at combining nostalgia and humor and failing at the humor. Well, Lower Decks is like one of our more favorite of the new Star Treks. Prodigy and Lower Decks were like the 1 and 2 slots, I think. Actually, I don't remember where did Strange New Worlds fall on that listing when we did our favorite new Treks. It's up there.
Let me go look.
Yeah. But new poll up: do you watch our Prodigy content? All the videos, some, almost none, but a few, and none. I'm sorry. There you go. Go vote on that poll, guys.
What we call
We're over 100 likes, so thank you. I like that.
Now, what would we have called such a video, do you think? Ah, there we go. What's the best?
If you want to take full control...
Oh, that's an ad. 11 months ago, Stuart, we filmed it in July 2021.
Yeah.
22. There isn't a top 10 of those. I think we just talked about it.
Leah Ravi says, remove Kurtzman and place someone who A, knows Star Trek, B, respects Star Trek, and C, knows how to make good TV. All the above. I definitely agree with that statement.
All of the prerequisites, then, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Captain Member says, I found your channel after that, so I didn't even know you had them, but I'm going to watch them now. Oh yeah. Go back and watch. It's probably a top 10 episode, if I recall correctly.
I mean,
so go check it out.
I mean, people should appreciate that every Trek show I've done, every Trek show has been done, we've done a full slew of 10 weeks of content on it, every single one, without fail. Any episode of Modern Trek.
Breakdown videos, short edited reviews, and full breakdown reviews. Yes.
Our haircuts change, but our vibe is still the same. And that's why it's, I mean, it's super fun to go back and see our ignorant optimism of Discovery Season 1. My gentle non-enthusiasm for Prodigy at the start, and then winning us both over quite quickly, as in me more than you, obviously. But
well, Will Sticken says, I only watched a small portion of the first episode and it turned me off enough that I didn't bother with it anymore. Well, it's like the first 2 or 3 episodes feel very Star Wars-y and very kind of like Clone Wars in their vibe, and then it very much kind of turns into a really good Star Trek show. But there's more action-based for the first couple that I think to grab kids' attention. So.
Because it wasn't a Trek show first, it was a show first. And so it led you in. This is what they said at the time. The first 10, each episode was introducing a new concept to you. Phasers, holodecks, transporters, first contact. These are all things introduced so that the audience that, in theory, watches it, although momentum is lost if you skip 6 months, etc., that resets the world. And then by the end of season 1.5, it's like, oh my god, the space battle, Jesus Christ, the canon in this, holy hell, which is entirely for us, right?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I just want to check something here.
We haven't done Enterprise, actually. But no, yeah, the first 2 are there's even Star Wars musical cues in the first one. But it's a very, very bingeable show because you appreciate the evolution, because it's a very swift evolution. I think if you watch like the first like 4, like once you get to the end of that first cliffhanger, which we experienced, obviously now you just burn through it. The first cliffhanger's great. When they pro-walk for the first time, it's a really nice cliffhanger. The second half of the season's a bit confusing because they spend a lot of the time being chased while also meandering. It's like, but you're being chased. So that was a hard rewatch because contextually they focus too much on the week of the week, of the week, but then also it takes place over like a week, and it's like, and there's a. Do you remember there's that scene where the Pterodactyls decloak? Because they do.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember I told you at the time on my TV, which obviously it's only calibrated how it's calibrated, how there's a great shot where they decloak, and you can see the nebulas on a flat polygon because you can see the edges of the polygon on my screen because it hasn't been blacklit properly.
Yeah.
So like that's what I do, and you're like,
But
I wonder if that's still there. Let me go check.
All that being said, like the way the show was designed and the visuals were beautiful. The space shots
unnecessarily good.
Yes, like a lot of them were like this particular screen cap could be like a painting on your wall, something you'd frame and put on your wall because they were just all so beautiful. I think that's one of the reasons it won an Emmy, honestly, for production design. So, yeah.
Now, in fairness, it was less impressive as it went on because they obviously highlighted those first couple with extra zazz. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
but even then, there was still some really beautiful
Yep.
shots, like every episode.
Hmm.
Uh, Will says, I honestly had no idea Prodigy was this popular. Also, I might have given it a second look. I've just not seen anything to hint that there was anything good to come, much less great. But, Will, I would suggest watch at least 5 episodes. And if you're not into it by then, you probably won't be. But honestly, there's some really fantastic stuff and some good standalone episodes that really highlight good canon Trek. And they're definitely worth a watch. They're not very long. It's not like it's wasting a lot of your time by watching the episodes. So I would say give it a shot. You can't really comment on something if you've never seen it, or you've only seen like 1/100th of it. So you need to actually watch the whole show and then come back and let us know your thoughts.
When
on
honestly, it's like saying, "Oh, I didn't like TNG because the first season's bad. Like, it must be a bad show."
it. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I watched Code of Honor and I didn't like it, so I turned it off and never went back to it. It's like, well, yeah,
or
but
DS9 must be really bad. All they do is sit on a station and do nothing because they don't watch the first season. Like, these are not, you know, the ungood opinions, etc., because they're not justified. I actually disagree, Stuart. I think make yourself watch it all, because I guarantee there's something that you'll really vibe with. Something.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know, giving it the first 5, it's such a build that it gets to a crescendo. I think something that when you get past number 10 and they keep adding more canon, then it escalates to a point of, geez, really? And there's some great guest stars that like, oh, okay, hello.
We were surprised time and time again with the episodes just getting better and better and better, and bringing in elements that we really appreciated canon wise. So I was constantly impressed with it. But
well, and we said, and this is not intentional, both of our friend Aaron Waltke's episodes were so well made and so well written. They are like top tier Trek, and then episodes as well. What was his? Yes, first season being Kobayashi Maru, where Canon love Overdrive, and season 2 TOS Canon love Overdrive with a really good story. Definitively good episode of Star Trek, both by him. And if they can do one of those a year, it's like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine having the heist episode every year. Like, you look forward to Aaron's episode because it's like, damn, like, what's his one for because in theory there might be 2 for season 2 because I guess it's 1 every 10. Like, that's really exciting, right? Sky's the limit of what he threw in bloody Spock and Kirk and Chekhov.
Yep.
He did that. What will we do for season 2 then?
Will Stickin says, well, I can comment on why I didn't watch it, but I'm not opposed to giving it a second chance. It can't be any worse than Picard or Discovery. Oh, it's so far above Picard and Discovery, it's not even worth a comparison. Let's put it that way. Patrick James throws in $10. Late to the wake. I guess I am okay with it, as the cost must be high. I will watch any Star Trek, good or bad. Would love to see the budget breakdowns.
Look, this isn't the wake. This is the rallying call.
Yes.
Because it's not actually
# save Prodigy.
Yes. Don't say Discovery, say Prodigy. No, it's not dead. That's the thing. There's 20 more with a substantial amount finished. That's incredible. It will absolutely be bought out because no one's going to leave that on the table. Like, that's not going to happen, right? Even if they have to do it dirt cheap, it'll be sold to somebody. My concern, Stuart, is if they decide to go the streaming model and dump all 20 or all 10 in one go, because that'll get more buzz and kids will appreciate it. So if we are suddenly given 10 episodes to review in 1 week, that ruins 3 months of our income stream, and we can't possibly review them, because what are we going to do? Sit down and watch 3 one day, review 3, then the next day the next 3, and try and not be spoiled for a week, and then only get 1 week's worth of views? It's horrible for us. We like the week on week because it's so real that it's build. And I've told this to Aaron. I said to him, I do think that if you had done it as a bulk, the mystery factor would have been entirely flat. The speculation of where are they from, how are they from, who are they from, who's the diviner, that was so real and tangible. If it was revealed quickly, it would have been so minimal as part of the story. I'm sorry. What do you think to my note there?
I disagree to an extent because
Okay.
that's how all shows are if you binge watch them. But yeah, I love that it was released week on week. Like, and for us as reviewers, that's awesome, and the speculation's fun. Um, if season two gets released in bulk, I will literally just watch one, and then we'll do one review, and hopefully nobody will spoil it when we talk about it. Um, it'll be difficult, but
Well, I
we'll
guess in
figure it
theory we could just download. I can just get all 10 or all 20. Just say, right, Stu, we're gonna go watch one together. Watch it, come back, review for 10 minutes, leave. Do it. We could just
out. Oh
back
boy.
and forth. It would be a horrible day because that'd be work, wouldn't it? That'd be such hard work to stop
Yeah.
and start filming vibe. But
Well, Darth Maul makes a good point. Prodigy
wait,
is a
Maul's here. I thought you got killed. I thought you got his laser off. How is Maul
like
alive?
shopping mall, Mall. Prodigy is a show that was establishing itself and not just member berries. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
100%.
More
It
so
did a
than Lower
fantastic job
Decks.
of it.
Sorry to say, more so than Lower Decks.
Yeah. David Borich throws in $10. Thank you so much.
David, that is absolutely incredible. Thank you.
With Prodigy mostly in the can, there's a good chance someone will pick it up. If this happens, how would you like to watch it? Stream, weekly, dump, and Blue, or straight to Blu-ray? I'd like it to be streamed weekly. We just talked about that. I don't want it straight to Blu-ray, but
Well, at least make the fucking Blu-rays.
yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn it. But I would accept 2 in a week and make it a double feature. Make it because then you're doing 40 minutes, right? So that I would be fine with because that would still make it 20 episodes, 10 weeks, and it just becomes a length of a Discovery season 1, right? That would be okay. It probably ruins some of the pacing because they're not meant for that. But I would be okay with that. 3 if you really want to push it, 60 minutes a week. But because then you could. I mean, 3 feels like a binge, right? 3.
Yeah. And Mark Lawrence makes a great point with $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark. I keep seeing in the comments that this was made for kids. No, it was made for parents that could watch with their kids. Big difference.
Oh, I love that. That's so salient. Wow.
Yep, because there's a lot in there for the adults, the canon references, Janeway. The kids are getting introduced with the kid characters, plus the parents are there to explain what's the other stuff
Oh,
is.
that's so great.
And yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. Absolutely right. All kids media has like grown up humor in it.
Good kids shows are.
Yeah, or
Bad
movies
kids
have adult references in them, which you don't get till you're much older if you're a kid. And as an adult, you kind of stick it to yourself and look at your significant other on the couch behind your kid. So, yeah.
And that's why a lot of the actual kids shows with no heightened anything are lost, forgotten. Who cares? There's nothing. Once you're too old as a kid, you can't go back and watch them, let alone your parents.
Yeah.
When you're older to show them. Like I would not watch Teletubbies today. I don't think it has anything for me. But the Disney films do. They're made for kids. Well, there's something there for them, right?
Ray Ricks throws in £2.
Hey.
Hashtag justice for Prodigy. Hashtag justice for Lorca. Yes, to both. Oh my goodness.
Well, we got Justice for Zahil. We did get that.
We did.
It might have already been shot when we asked for it, so we didn't have any impact it. But we did say justice for him. We did get it. It was the best day of our lives.
Yes.
Oh.
Patrick James upgraded his membership to captain.
Oh,
well, welcome
ooh.
aboard, captain. We got a new captain, which means you're going to have a ship
Excellent.
in the next round of fleet videos.
Excellent. I wonder what it'll be. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, well, considering Strange New Worlds is out now.
Hmm. So I have no say in what gets picked. I launch them from the shipyard and then they make their own missions. But Joshua
That's true.
Irwin says the binge, or the watching with his kids, exactly what he did, watch it with his 5-year-old, his intern Star Trek. Yeah. And if all Trekkie parents showed their Trekkie kids to make them Trekkies, like I would certainly show my future kids Prodigy. That'd be great. And then if they fell in love with the Janeway, you show them Voyager. That's what you do. And then once they watch Voyager, that's a good medium Trek, right? It's a good balanced show. Then once they like it, you show them TOS. If you go by that setup, TOS, then more hard sci-fi, and then go to TNG, then more, deep sci-fi but less whatever. Then you. Oh, crazy. You know what's more annoying about this, Stuart? Is that we want to be excited for Strange New Worlds. This tints it all to me. How am I meant to be excited for Strange New Worlds when we get...
And we got the news on Friday right before our live review of the last episode. So we kind of ignored it, kind of brushed it off while we were reviewing, but we started off going in kind of upset and angry. So.
Yep. Which is fun to see, right? It's fun that you got that visceral thing, but I was angry, legitimately angry.
Yeah.
Like, Discovery got 5 fucking seasons.
That was to prove a point. They were trying to prove a point against the vocal fans that were against it by year on year renewing it.
The difference in quality between Discovery Season 1 and Prodigy Season 1 is so much night and day that there's a solar eclipse and there's Walking on the Sun. It's a big difference. God.
My teen kids only like it now because they don't care about any TV, really. That's the other thing. The viewing demographic's much different with YouTube and TikTok and stuff now.
Yeah.
And just the bite-sized clips of things where people don't have like the attention span to watch something. But that being said, these are shorter episodes, so that kind of helps.
And they're packed.
Oh, they're very packed. Yeah.
They don't take their time.
Yeah.
But this sort of show, if it was made this quality in 2010, right? In 2007, if this was the first show after Nemesis, do you know how many seasons we'll get? It's cheap, it's effective, it looks great, it's got Janeway. This thing would be flying, right? But as you say, the way people watch things is different now, and I have no kid connection, right? I haven't been a child for a long time. I have no kids of my own. I don't see any Marcus has kids who I see his cute pictures of them, but that's as close I get to being in the kid world. So I can't even possibly contemplate what that would mean for kids' viewing habits now. But a good show should still win as a good show, right?
But I would hope as a parent you would let your kind of not make them, but have them sit down with you and watch an hour-long episode of Stargate or an hour-long episode of something instead of them playing on their fucking iPad the whole time. Because I see that parenting all the time, where the kids are in the same room watching a television show with the parents, but they're on their iPad, they're watching like YouTube clips with the volume on in the room, not having headphones. Like, I'm not going to say who, but somebody's house I was at not too recently had that happening with 2 kids, and even when they were in the car, they had them and their earbuds ran out of power, so they had to have the iPads on in the back seat while we're listening to music and having a conversation, and 2 fucking things in the back going off. It's like,
Stuart
frustrating.
Was not amused.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think I'd be a good parent, but of course,
Darth Maul.
Parents are a full-time job, right?
Darth Maul, you guys are still pissed. I don't think I've seen you guys like this in several years since I saw it.
It's visceral, right? It's visceral.
Yeah.
I mean, happenstance, right? But I'm so invested in Prodigy, literally arms, whatever. Here's one of our Protostar uniforms.
Yep.
With the shoulder
Protostar
pads.
comm badge.
With the badge. There's a Protostar uniform. As much as I do not appreciate them, because they're weird. And then a little bit lower down, I put a not insubstantial amount of money custom designing and tailoring a entire batch of Prodigy uniforms, which of course the GoFundMe helped fund, to finish. That was a big... which is ironic, actually, that I put the money in the GoFundMe and then it gets cancelled right after. God damn it! But I mean, I've got Prodigy uniforms. These fit, pretty much the entire cast. That's incredible, because this is a good... And people look good in these. They're really good uniforms to wear. The collar's crisp, the shoulders are good, the badge is amazing. These are good designs for uniform. They're really, really nice. And I want to use them more. And I you might see them more. Who knows? Stuart knows. But who knows?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm knows, yeah. I still love that reference. And these uniforms, right? They're just all good things, uniforms. They thought to themselves, let's not redesign the wheel. Let's take the wheel as we know that existed, modify it a bit to fit better with our theme, make a great uniform. And not like, no offense to Picard, they're a bit weird uniforms, right? Bit weird. This is so goddamn logical. It's not, like, incredible, but it's very logical. God damn it.
Somebody just said old man Stewart video. Now we got an old man Samuel video. He's 30 now, don't you know?
I'm old!
He's already yelling at people to get off his lawn and stuff.
Get onto my Prodigy, get off my yarn. Yarn? But I will say, guys, $20 I'll jump into my Picard Season 3 leather jacket.
Oh, God.
Just saying.
Every Tom, Dick, and
I know,
everybody's got one of those online. They look like shit.
And I was the first person, apparently. Kozamas. I happened to be the first one. Didn't need to be. $20. And I will.
So annoyed seeing everybody have those. It's just like, ugh. I usually would be all over something like that, but I just hate the design of it.
It's an acquired taste. For $30, I'll put on a Prodigy uniform. Oh, see? Bidding war.
Oh my God.
You guys control my life right now. $20 Picard, $30 Prodigy.
Shren New York says, did the figures get canceled? They're in stores right now, at least the first wave. I don't know if... That's what I was worried about, because according to Aaron, there was a Protostar going to be made by Playmates as well, which I would love to have, because I love the Protostar design. I want the chip.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's going to happen now. So it's all kind of up in the air. Like they showed the figures like a year and a half before they actually released them, and it's like everybody forgot about it. So I don't know what's going on.
And then there was that weird thing where they made the plushy Murphs for Comic-Con, and they only made enough for the door,
yeah.
And then boom, they sold out. It's like, what? Like, people, why did they make a Murph figure? Clearly they're popular. They didn't. They never did. What?
Yeah.
And also someone said, hold on. I not really watch it. I'm only really into live action. I'm sorry for the fans though. I know. But it's Star Trek though. The fact that it's not live action shouldn't make it any less Star Trek. Less cool maybe, but also they do such cool creativity. You would never be able to do the Rock Talk character in a live action. It'd be too expensive.
Or Murph.
Well, yeah. Well, they did Murph with Orville to some extent.
Like Yaffid, yeah.
But like it's creativity, right? It opened up a huge, and it's not as if they overdid it. Like Rock Talk isn't some giant ridiculous thing. Actually, quite grounded when we watch the show. Actually,
yeah.
Guys, remember $20 Upcard uniform, 30 I'll Prodigy, and almost 50, guys. So I just want to point that out. But I also want to ask a brief question, because I teed up a very small joke. Stuart, have you seen Key and Peele?
No.
You haven't seen Key and Peele? Oh my god. You should watch their sketches, they're fantastic. Guys, who in the chat has seen Key and Peele? Really good comedy duo. And then Jordan Peele directed a series of very high profile movies that were very... Get Out, I think it was a big movie. If you've seen Get Out, he did that. Yeah, it's funny, when I was thinking about this live today, because I've been sort of dwelling on it all day, one particular Key and Peele sketch came to mind. I want to play that 10 seconds of sketch, but I want to know if anyone's seen Key and Peele in the chat, otherwise it'll look a bit weird, because of course they're not who you necessarily expect me to play, but it's in context of the show, of course, so it's like really good show. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Josh, really? Picard Season 3 didn't?
Oh. Okay, I'm just looking for something. Hold on here. I apologize.
Yeah, and just...
Vote on the poll, guys. We have 119. We want to get closer to 200, or at least 150. And hit that like button. We need one more like to get to 120.
Oh, great. Nice.
So be that person.
And keep voting in the poll. Okay. Us too, John. Us too. It's gonna happen. Just depends. Because for me personally, I'm not interested in getting the season 2. I'm interested in getting the season 3. as ballsy as that sounds, I really want that 3. I want to give, even if it's short, whatever. Because the thing is, the climate will be different in 2 years, right? Just getting them to that milestone is going to be important. Although I say that, and if you can somehow cancel the show mid-production, what does that say about future iterations of the show, whatever? Okay, let me make a window to show off this. Have I got... Haha, okay. So this is a tiny little moment of a sketch. I'm not an American, so the actual joke, the real joke doesn't hit for me, because I'm not American. But this, I think, summarizes how I'm feeling. Okay, so I'll play it. I'll let Stuart react to it once he sees it on his end, okay? You ready, Stuart?
It's delayed on my end, just so you guys know.
Okay, so this sentiment is how I'm feeling, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm pissed. I am royally pissed.
Let me know you see it, Stuart.
Hold on. Just starting now.
There we go.
That's simple enough. I'm sugarcoat. I'm pissed. I'm royally pissed.
Yeah, but the acting's so good. Like that just made me think of this. I'm just pissed, guys. I'm just royally pissed. That's all I thought when I got there. Yeah. Sorry, there you go. Yeah.
Well, I don't disagrey. I'm right there with you.
Royally pissed.
And royally pissed is a term I've used my whole life.
Yep. And goddamn, make a season 1.5 Blu-ray.
Yes.
Make it, you know. And I'm the fact they didn't make it. Obviously, they were seeing the numbers earlier, but like, because you'd think that, you know.
Yeah, I hate that they split up the DVD release. That's just dumb.
Well, and this is what, and I was seeing this a bit. You know, I did not buy the Blu-ray. I was waiting for the full season Blu-ray. And that's obviously the problem, because I didn't order it.
Yep.
True. That's annoying. But I don't want to have to buy, because were they even going to do parts 1 and part 2, or do one part 1 and then only one parts 1 and 2, and not even get, you know.
I don't know what the plan was, but
Well, I'm pissed, Joe. I'm already pissed.
I can tell. It's fine.
It's a good summary. Because I do, you know, I'm not without hope. This feels like this is the zeitgeist time, right? And if the show's actually, you know, I even if I loved Discovery, which I don't, I would not. I would be like, okay, it's over. But this isn't. Oh, it's over. There's a subtlety of there is 20 more. So there is that gentle hope of, well, I mean, it should, could, would, will return.
Yeah. Sean O'Sullivan, member for 7 months at the rank of ensign, says you cannot destroy an idea. That's ancient knowledge. True.
And obviously we're microcosming this, right? There's other shows, other networks. This is a industry-wide thing. This is not Prodigy specifically. This is just them pruning a not super possible thing, a super popular thing, but that's not the point.
Removed from Paramount Plus as the conglomerate joins Disney and Warner Brothers. Discovery is taking tax write-offs for underperforming the series. Is there an Eaglemoss USS Protostar? No.
They didn't even start one. It was too early. Which is weird, because they could have.
Yep.
But, I guess they could only do so much. They were insist on doing discovery ships. As in the discovery ships. What's doubly sad is that they did put that graphic out that said Winter 2023. With Dahl in uniform. Like, yes, coming this... Like,
yeah.
That feels even more stab in the... Just to unannounce something is pretty unusual.
Well, I don't know what to say, man.
I'm pissed. I'm royally pissed. But people do need to keep putting posts up. Tag on Twitter. Twitter is a good sense of support, because if people weren't talking about it during, the fact they talk about it now. So I would, if everyone who's here that cares, I would actively post once a day on Twitter something #save Prodigy or #save Prodigy or both. A comment, one a day, so it's not spamming, just there. There are analytics that are in mind. So the fact that Blu-ray sold out within 3 days is incredible. 2 days, in fact. That's actually a news story, right?
Yeah.
That there's a metric of success. I cannot buy it if I want to right now. Yeah.
Well, Daniel Hall is here. We haven't seen Dan Hall in a long time.
Hey.
How's it going? Only the best with Paramount Plus. The only new Trek show that didn't wipe its bum with Canon, and they cancel it. For fuck's sakes, shake my head. Yep. Wow.
It's weird. Defies logic.
Yeah, I'm kind of disillusioned with the whole situation.
And I'm actually annoyed we know what the episode of Strange Worlds is this week, because, the images. And then in the trailer they showed a thing. But I'm so fucking excited for one thing in the trailer now, knowing what it is. That's really exciting to me. That's like a super niche thing I love. I should be like, yes! And I'm really not. Right? Because I feel like I'm promoting Paramount and celebrating them for not what I want to celebrate them right now. I've not felt that before. Even with Discoveries being not so good, I'm like, yeah, this is our job. But it feels, it's like I actively, pulled the plug on my Trekyards this weekend because several reasons, but partially it felt really, I didn't want to try and celebrate myself when I'm feeling this way throughout the show. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That, that's tangible.
And yeah, Sean, we mentioned that earlier, that they increased their prices in the US for subscription.
Yeah.
Let's pull a bunch of shows and then up your pricing. Like, what the hell?
But, if you're a sinking ship, and it's we can't know, right? We can't know what the overall thing is, what the numbers are, because you can't. I'm all my Trek shorts, I'm making a loss. I'm in huge debt, right? Hoping I'll get back via Indiegogos. I'm in giant debt for them, but I think it's worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
But how much can a studio? I can't afford to make new films, but I've got new films I want to make. That's a problem, right? How long can I run in deficit?
Yeah.
But that's what studios are doing, right? They're running in deficit. And that's why you get films like a Top Gun Maverick that will literally earn so much money it pays for other films that are doing shit or that bomb. Films generate money for other films, TV shows for other TV shows. Picard, I'm sure season 3 really helped the bottom line of All Access or whatever it's Paramount Plus. Like, I'm sure that really helped. Like the buzz was incredible. There.
Patrick throws in €6 and says, "I'm not sure if the commander is pissed or not." Ha ha ha. But
I'm pissed, Stuart.
Yeah.
I'm royally pissed.
I get how you feel, Commander, as I feel the same way. Yes.
I think he's pissed too. Possibly royally pissed. I can't speak for him though. Speak for yourself if you're already pissed. I'm mildly pissed.
And Patrick James throws in $10. So Samuel, did you pay less than or more than $200 for the Prodigy uniform? Might have an eBay opportunity. Always looking to the bright side of life.
So that's so what we did. What we did is so this is the Prodigy uniform. Custom. You cannot get these. I think you might get them now, but ours are better. I bought 2 other uniforms. I handed them to the tailor with a custom design pattern. I had them cut up the other 2 and make this custom with shoulder pads, with all seam work, with all the lines, with all whatever. So I had to pay for 2 full costumes and then a full new costume. So they cost about, oh god, what was it? You're looking at about $200, yeah, I would say each. A little bit more. Then you got the badge and pips, so about $220, $230, which is our second most expensive costume. But I mean, they don't exist, and we got a really, really good you know, piping. It's really nice. The quality's really nice. They did it properly, right? So it's a really nice version of it. But I paid over $1,000 for the uniforms. But luckily, GoFundMe went well. Hey, if you guys want to support the GoFundMe, it's still going. You know, let me go look at the GoFundMe, because that, you know, fan films cannot work without you guys funding. And we have another one coming out this week. Another one coming out not long after that. We're at £2,815. I'll briefly pimp that because there is Lodex or project stuff coming.
We do have another super chat first. Hold on.
Cool.
Space Thing Reckoning throws in $10.
Thank you.
I just want to see artists and art stop being yanked around by people who get unilateral say in what happens to them because they own the building. We have democracy and government. Why can't we have it here? That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't like the people in their high towers lording about how things should be done.
Yeah. So this is the GoFundMe, guys. I'm happy to reveal something too, because, you know, it's fun. So this is the GoFundMe. 4,000 is the goal. Part of that is for uniforms, etc. You know, any 15 will help get us closer. And one thing that we did do, happy to reveal it now for you guys. So if you want to see more of this, please put GoFundMe money. It does make a big difference. This is a Trekyards reveal, Stuart. There's an exclusive. There's there you go. There is it in live action. Could have seen my version. That's when the other ones managed to get commissioned with the money. How cool is that? Live action, Stuart. Live action.
It's great.
And each of these films cost like 250, so we need to. There's a bit more funds just to hit the net zero. But I mean that I want to tell more stories in this era, because in this era all of our characters are old enough to do things. To actually, you know what I mean, to do cool things. And I think Nim looks great. What do you think?
It looks good.
Yeah.
I thought there were flags behind her. I thought you were going to have some kind of courtroom scene with like many flags behind her. But it's just kind of flags.
Oh yeah, just uniforms. Yeah. What's funny about these ones is that the because it's animated, right? The line of the collar is perfect. It's a 3D model, so they had to put the hook and eye so inside it that you literally can't put on yourself. It's on your skin basically. So you have to be tailored. You have to be costumed into it, because it has to be so there that it's seamless. Which it works. It's just really difficult to put on. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see Prodigy uniforms in a fan film, hey, support the GoFundMe because we need the funds.
Yes. Jay Aldridge though, $5.
Thank you.
This isn't the first time an award-winning show has been canceled. But to cancel the show for tax credit? Wow. Well, as Jill said, apparently their tax season ends like June 30th for the cutoff date, so they had to rush to get it done.
Right.
Which makes sense. But that's why it was pulled in the ink after the announcement. I think it was it could be good. It could be a good thing almost that they waited so long, because they're like trying to make it work, and then they just realized they couldn't. If that was the case, I'd feel a little bit better about it, but still. Ugh.
No, that is true. That is true. Yeah. I mean, there is a genuine bright side though, in that, they realised they could not make the show work on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So it is now an open season for other networks to jump in. That's big. I mean, how many times in history has a Star Trek show been up on the open market? And if one of the other homes, they could buy a Trek show, right? You don't have to make it, because the stuff's there ready to go. It's already been pre-established. That's amazing. And if they know how to market this better, you know, like imagine if, you know, because Amazon owns Amazon, right? Paramount doesn't own other brands to whatever. Imagine a Prodigy advert in front of Amazon Prime. How many tens of millions would see that?
Yeah.
Like instant market share, you could gravitate towards that. So,
Well, John Hathcock, one of our moderators and one of our administrators over on the Facebook group, threw in $20 and says, "Okay, let's see the form."
Yes, sir. Okay.
I'm going to end the poll while you're gone.
Okay. Well, I'll stay for that then.
Do you watch our Prodigy content? The winner is all videos with 45%, some at 28%, almost none, but a few at 16%, and 10% none. Sorry. It's a pretty good poll.
That's really... Hey, thank you. I was expecting much worse, because Prodigy, hey, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really nice, actually. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
So, guys, hit that like button. We have 101 of you here. 133 likes. If you're one of the people that hasn't hit like yet, please do so now. Let's try to get that number up by another 17 likes to get to 150 would be awesome. So if you're one of those people that hasn't touched the like button yet, please give us a like. We'd really appreciate that. We had a member upgrade and to captain. So Patrick James, you'll have a ship in the next round of fleet videos, which is awesome for you. So thank you. Anybody else want to join the channel? There's a join button down there, or head on to over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can see all the member perks and things there as well, and all of the rankings that you can get to support us on a monthly basis. We really appreciate that. And keep the super chats coming. If there's more you want to say about this issue, by all means, now is the time. I'm sure a lot of people aren't happy. A lot of people are kind of so-so, and a lot of people just don't care, which they probably aren't even here watching. But anything you want to say, we do read them all. So let us know what you guys have on your mind and super chat in. We really appreciate it. And I'll just wait for Samuel to come back with his uniform. Now there seems like only 2 Trek shows left: Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks. Watch and protect them. Yeah. That's depressing. Adam Murray, if this is about shareholders, then it is worse than a roller coaster stock market. It's a horror film, and literally the boogeyman is like the face you can't see through the dough. Jay Aldridge throws in $5. Finally figured out how to do a super chat, Captain. Took years, but I'm slow at figuring out technology. Good to see you, Jay. Haven't talked to you in a while, but thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Actually, 2 super chats. Super chatted just a minute ago as well, which is awesome. So thank you. Really means a lot. Just a $5 super chat. You have no idea how much that really helps us out. So. Honestly, who's excited for this Academy show? Tilly isn't even worth being silly for any... Silly? Yeah. Hashtag silly for Tilly is not a thing anymore. I know, Sean.
Alright, I can now officially go on mission, Stuart. Huzzah.
Yay!
Yeah. There you go.
Looks good.
You forget how thin it is. It's real thin. It's more of a show uniform than a...
Be less hot when filming inside. It's fine.
It's true. That is true. Because, you know, the joke about if I want to film anything, it takes 2 months. Yeah, we haven't got aircon in the UK, so you live the heat that you live. And the world does not want you to film anything because, you know, hot. So, yeah. But, you know, you want to film things, you want to be part of things, you want to do things. Oh, to be creative, eh? And you've got a green screen finally, which is exciting.
Yes, I do. Good one, too.
Fine.
Joseph says, inaccurate color on that jacket. Way too bright. The red is supposed to look like dry blood or spilled red wine.
Okay, let me fix that in post.
But the brighter is better, honestly.
Yeah, that it's sort of an irrelevancy because what you see is not what it is. You know, let me
Yeah,
do it.
when we wear uniforms on camera here, they look different in the camera than they do in person. So
There you go. Is that better, Stuart? It's entirely the camera.
I mean, no, I don't see any difference, honestly.
So you've always looked this way, is what
But
you're
hey.
saying. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I can change the colour. It's not really... Yeah, I mean, just the subtlety of the yellow, if I change our skin hue, like, it's not... Yeah, it's not how it looks in reality. It'll make sense when you see the video. Yeah, if I just shift it slightly, it'll go bright orange and then bright red. So yeah, ignore how it looks.
Okay, yeah, I see what you did. Went from command to medical, apparently.
And SCSR, yes I do. Yeah, actually. It is very peacekeepery. It's definitely a weird fitting uniform. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really uniform in that regard, so it's just sort of... Yeah, it'd be a weird one to do anything to. I don't know. Doesn't really fit properly.
Jay says, do you think they will cancel Lower Decks next? It's very unlikely. I think it's got way better numbers, and also it's got a crossover with Stranger Worlds coming up in like 4 or 5 episodes. So
it's also just much cheaper, and it's a Cartoon Network sort of show which does like there's a lot of cartoon shows that go a long time because they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
And it's super pandemic-y, right? You don't even need to hire giant animation studios to make it, like giant ones. Yeah.
You can turn off the lights and film with only a flashlight. That's Picard.
They don't like blood red with it.
Yep.
But I think Lower Decks has the best chance of getting to 7, and that would be so sweet if it did. 7 in the modern era, because 5 is already very, very impressive. BT Enterprise. I could see them going to 7, especially if they're going to get more guest cameos or create more interest. Because we haven't even seen 4 yet, but they're making 5, so I would assume they'd know it's harder to get renewed now, so they bring in some big guest stars to generate more buzz. Why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, they do, Gary. Excited to see that.
Yeah, well, anyway. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed our little discussion on this. Thank you for your input, by the way. If you have anything else to say, now is the time. And we still need another 6 likes to get to that 150 I asked for. So.
Yeah, and also, $15 would be great. Nice, easy 15. I mean, 75 even better, but 50 would be pretty tremendous. I'm just, yeah. But I'm excited for the Strange Worlds, despite myself.
And yes, Jay, a cartoon on a live-action show. Yes, they have Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid coming on as their characters, Boimler and Mariner, and
it's great.
They look like their characters. Yes, it's his first hearing about this, Jay. Yeah, there's going to be a Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover.
And I've already bought the official knockoff uniform variant.
Oh, nice.
Which it is a charcoal grey black at the top, which I'm not super fond of, but I like the cut a lot more than the cartoon version, which I don't look good in. And actually, in fairness, because we commented and I'm glad we caught it, the the black, the way the black was in the uniform shoulders was really strange. And I think the Chinese version is actually higher.
Nice.
Which is much better. So they've maybe made the fixed version of the real one, which is the live action version of the comedy one, cartoon one. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. And no Joseph, no new poll because we're wrapping up here. So we don't like complaining about things. We really don't. But this is just
Well,
something.
this one's sad rather than complaining, right? It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Like that, I was upset and I didn't want to talk about it for the first hour. You know, giving a voice to it because I know some people who work on it, like Aaron, right?
Yeah.
The Hagerman
Aaron's
seemed
great.
nice. Yeah, Aaron's the guy you want on Star Trek.
Because he knows his Star Trek. He loves his Star Trek. He's like us. He's one of us. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
You want the one of us in charge because when we don't get one of us in charge, you get Star Trek 09.
Anything Kurtzman's touched.
Well,
Because
yes.
he's not one of us.
No, he is not. But it will all up with Canon, Stuart, at least by the end of the first season.
Sternbone Elk says any playthrough tonight. I don't know. I was thinking of playing Alien Fire Team Elite tonight. I haven't played that in a while with my friends, so we'll see.
I'm going to keep working on a thing. I'm a busy bee, Stuart. I'm looking forward to sleep. I will say that. I haven't slept that much recently. And Marie's insisting that I mean, it's her sister's birthday, so I'm going to theirs this weekend because she's insisting I take a holiday after what I just have been doing. So I'm having a forced mental break this week, in a good way, this weekend.
Yeah. I think we all need a break. All right, guys. So on that note, thank you guys for watching.
But there is something cool right around the corner.
Oh yes, from him. It's awesome.
Right around the corner. And if everybody here, I don't want to say too much, if everybody here can be incredibly proactive with the right around the corner thing, you'll know what it is, believe me. That would be really good, because if our Trekyards audience can share something, then it'll be good. Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
We've got some pull already on this, so this will be good if we can get the Trekyards audience to jump in on this. Yeah.
That's you guys.
Yes, it is.
All right. So until next time,
Yes.
he is Commander Cockings.
Oh, well,
He's nobody Cockings.
he's petty officer, nobody, stole it from the wardrobe department, Cockings. He's Captain Foley. Doesn't need rank, he just is.
I don't need rank. Nah. Anyway, until next time, see you later, guys.
Bye, guys.